Hey y'all, very exciting. This month for book club, we are reading A Well-Trained Wife by Tia Levings, My Escape from the Christian Patriarchy. This is about her time in the ILPB, which is the shiny happy people church that is featured in those documentaries, at least in the first one. I haven't watched the second ones yet. Anyway, this is an advanced reader copy, but we have in the shop and pinned here signed hard copies from Tia Levings, and we are going to read the prologue. A Well-Trained Wife, prologue. This was my fault. I chased him up the stairs. At the top of the landing, I caught his right sleeve. When he spun around, his forearm cuffed my cheek. The force knocked me to the wood floor, shocked and dizzy. The bedroom door slammed behind him. Like a wounded reptile, I crawled over the threshold and lay on the cold vinyl, kicking the door shut. Out of breath, I remembered. The death of our family happened in so many layers. I couldn't cry anymore, even though my cheekbone throbbed. I let the cold concrete of reality settle in my blood. Alan was right. I was a shit wife, a shit housekeeper, and a shit mother. All along, I thought I was protecting the kids, shielding them from realities behind closed doors, sacrificing to maintain a two-parent Christian home, making hard, better choices for their faith, family, and education than I made for myself, trying to safeguard them from pain. But they saw. That was obvious now. And staying meant raising sons who hit women. Staying meant raising a daughter who stayed with the man who hit her. And that would be my fault. I'd be the one who taught them life like this was okay. I didn't just let erratic violence continue happening. I helped by refusing to leave. Good mothers don't let this happen to their kids. I swallowed. How does a nothing woman, a failure, make it out of here with them alive? I was a 33-year-old hag, wrinkled, sallow-cheeked, and plain, so much older than my years. I didn't have an education or a real job. I'd convinced everyone our lives were picture perfect. Not even my parents knew the truth. So where the hell could I turn now that I realized our survival was tangled in lies? How could I mother and support 4 children alone? What if something happened to them while I tried? And the pets, who takes in a woman with 4 kids, 3 chickens, 2 dogs, and too many cats to count? What about school? Would I even have a job and make it home in time to ask them about their days? Would I even still be their mom? I cringed at the thought of a judge denying me custody. The floor creaked beneath me. Footsteps in the hall. I held my breath and watched the crack beneath the door. When the sounds descended the stairs, I exhaled. Our church moved us to Lutherville in the Cumberland Mountains a year ago, to a 100-year-old home we called the Blue House. Lutherville was named for Martin Luther, the greatest reformer of them all. Lutherville had 2 stoplights, a courthouse, a pizza joint, and a Hardee's, an old coal town in a line of coal towns, an hour from Knoxville. Almost picture perfect on the outside, the Blue House had a wide front porch, white columns, and a white picket fence. A stately red maple tree shaded the front yard, and a steep hill rose behind it. Across the street was an old country church with a dignified steeple and wooden stairs. Our corner looked like a photo for a jigsaw puzzle, a charming image of life out in the country. But no one knew the secrets inside. Alan screamed every night at the demons in the walls. He clutched at my neck as often as he tore his hair, seeing those fiery red eyes. He swore he'd kill me, or take the kids forever. Finally, I begged him to see a doctor. I called him unwell, too afraid to call it insanity. The church called Alan's demons spiritual warfare. Seeing demons pointed to spiritual truth, not illness. Alan didn't need medicine. I needed correction. They told me to submit more, go to church more. And anyway, Alan refused the doctors. That settled that. And I was supposed to turn the other cheek. Divorce wasn't allowed any more than doctors. Now my long hair hid the scars resulting from my vows to honor, love, and obey. Till death do us part could mean by his hand, but who cared? I curled onto my side, hugging my knees to my chest. Here's what I knew for sure. The church sanctioned my suffering. They were on his side. The churches didn't care about our safety as long as the threat was from inside our home. Because, based on what I've been taught, it was possible that some of the men I turned to did this to their wives as well. Before every submissive woman I knew stood a patriarch who'd learned to hold the line. No one wanted their secrets exposed. When your cup runneth over, sometimes it's not with blessing. Sometimes your cup's full of crap. As much as I wanted to be a woman who found comfort in her faith, my faith continued to hurt me and hold me here. This airlessness was more than my marriage. It was more than my fault, more than his even. He needed help too. So I grounded myself in time. Today is Sunday, October 28th, 2007. Like a reflex, I counted the good, my baby's faces, the years, changing leaves and new teeth smiles, the sound of Katie's laugh, my boys with flowers from the yard, the flow of milk, sounding out words, the colors of crayons, fresh bread, lullabies by moonlight, a layer of snow, the scent of their heads, the way they looked at me with such love and trust when I took their picture, the hush of a house at midnight, the moon and stars as I rocked in the chair and watched everyone sleep. Could I risk all that? In birth, the midwives said the only way out is through. I swallowed and braced myself. Today it hit me when he hit me, blood shaking in my brain. Maybe there wasn't a savior coming. Maybe it was up to me to save me. There was only one way out of here. I pushed my hands flat to the floor and rose to get the kids. This is another book. We always do this one to close out the year of book club, but this is another one of those books that really shows you what is going on in our country right now. Secretary of Defense, Pete Kecksbreath, he's in Doug Wilson's church, which is the same church that sanctions spanking of wives, complete submission, and sanctions abuse, and would have sanctioned this man actually killing his family. You can get signed copies here. Signed by Dia. Oh, she's so cool. And she has a second book coming out. Oh, and if you're interested in being part of Cult Book Club, that is run through my Patreon, which is linked in the bio. It's a $10 a month subscription, and we meet twice virtually. Once to discuss a memoir, which is a Well-Trained Wife this month, and once to discuss a theory book, which is The Sociopath Next Door. Check it out.